Hi, I'm Dr. Laurel Shaler with the Department of Counselor Education and Family Studies in the School of Behavioral Sciences here at Liberty University. I have a question for you. What would you think if I said the words inner body? That might not be something that you're used to hearing, but to me, it's all about what is going on inside of you that keeps you functioning. I don't mean keeps you functioning physically, but what keeps you functioning emotionally and spiritually. As I've been reflecting on how I keep my inner body in check, I thought of 3 ways that help me that I wanted to share with you today. The first way to help your inner body is to lean on God. Lean on God through worship. Lean on God through prayer and Bible study. Lean on God through journaling. Lean on God through being able to just get encouragement from Christian leaders. When I think of how this has helped me with my inner body, I think of difficult times in my life where I just got in my car, put in a Michael O'Brien worship CD, and just drove around praising the Lord, and how that really helped to calm my spirit and to give me peace and patience in my inner body. Another way that I've used this is through journaling. I love journaling, and as a therapist, I recommended that to many of my clients. Here, it's just a matter of writing down what your prayer requests are and tracking how the Lord is answering those prayers. You may not always like how He answers them, but I promise you He is answering them. And being able to go back over your prayer journal and see how He's been answering your prayer request can really help your inner body thrive. So lean on God. The second way is to let it go. And I'm not talking about the song from Frozen. It's not even my favorite song from Frozen, but it does have a great message that we have to let go of what we can't control. I've learned that really control is just an illusion. We can try and control other people around us. We can try and control our schoolwork, our professors, our home lives, our employers, our children, our spouses, but really we have very little control. So I think that even though it's tough not to be concerned about those things, that if we recognize that we will have ups and downs and ebbs and flows in life, and that we can draw strength from the challenging times and be better prepared for those in the future, and that we're not really so focused on what we can't control, we really will find that our inner bodies are much more peaceful. At the risk of sounding cliche, just let it go and let God. The third way that I have found that's helped my inner body is to love yourself. Now, therapists talk a lot about this idea of self-care, but we're not always the best at following it. But the reality is that we can't love anyone else if we're not taking care of ourselves. 2 ways that I try and take care of myself are through exercise and through reading. Now, exercise, you may not want to hear about that, but the fact is the research is true. It is a natural mood enhancer. It is a natural stress reliever. So if you can try and get in some exercise, I think you'll find that your inner body will be much more healthy. The second way is through reading, and I really love reading inspirational books, such as Louis Zamperini's Devil at My Heels. Mr. Zamperini was a World War II prisoner of war. He later was saved and lived his life for the Lord well into his 90s and passed away just last year. You might have heard about the movie Unbroken. That movie actually focuses on Mr. Zamperini. And just reading that book gave me some encouragement that even though things could get rough, and for him they got really rough, that you can survive. Finally, I just want to mention under loving yourself, taking care of yourself means setting some boundaries. Giving yourself some breathing room and setting some margin in your life. You will not be in school forever, even though it might feel like it. But during this time, you may have to take a step back from some other things that you really want to be involved in so that you can focus on what God has put before you during this time. So lean on God, let it go, and love yourself. And I think that even though more curveballs will be thrown your way, these 3 ways will help you to have a healthier inner body.